All right. So the last thing to talk about for today's lecture is the first exam. It is due by 1 p.m. next Wednesday, February 6th. That needs to be uploaded to Canvas. As of, I think, this evening, you'll be able to upload the file. If you have any questions about it, please don't wait until Tuesday night. Go ahead and send those over via email or on Canvas. If it's something I think that's relevant to the rest of the class, I'm more than happy to send out a note, just a clarifying note on it. So feel free to reach out to me. Just to walk through the document, again, this will be available online. Attach the assignment for exam 1. A few bullet points at the top here. Number 1, please complete this as individuals. I'm fine if you're discussing high-level concepts like, hey, I'm thinking about approaching it this way. Do you have any thoughts? I don't really care about that. What I do care about is what were the 3 reasons you gave for this? And what are the business impacts of this problem, right? I'm asking you to exercise some judgment. The last thing I want, you guys know how awkward I am. I don't want to confront 2 or 3 of you because your exams are literally the same document, right? So please don't do that. Please work on it independently of one another. Again, they're due on the 6th. 3 pages max. I will not be reading beyond the 3rd page. You have plenty of space to get all 3 questions answered in those 3 pages. Your score is based on both the development of the response and also the quality of the writing. I am looking for business professional writing, capitalize proper names. Maybe throw a paragraph in every once in a while, right? Something crazy like that. And then the last bullet here, answer any 3 of the questions below. You read one, you're like, I don't know. Skip over that. See if you know the answer to the other 3. If you don't, I don't know, go back and check your notes or something. But don't answer all the questions, or maybe you'll have trouble fitting it in 3 pages, right? So I'm going to walk through these questions really briefly here. First one, you've recently been promoted to the VP of Supply Chain for a medium-sized Tier 1 automotive supplier. The CEO hired you personally and has given you authority to address a specific problem. Your company has struggled for several months to meet customer demand. The last person in your role left to take a less stressful position at a competitor, and on the way out the door, he said, and this is pretty important, good luck getting everyone to sit down and come up with a plan, let alone stick to it. Pause for effect. That's really important in deciding how to proceed, okay? So based on what you've learned so far, what process or strategy would you implement to improve your company's ability to meet customer demand? In addition, discuss additional benefits you expect to see from the strategy you implement. So you're going to identify a strategy, and then you're going to discuss what you expect to see change because of that strategy. What other benefits do you expect to get from implementing that strategy? Next question. You, Director of Ops, get a frantic email from Daryl, your shipping manager, late on a Friday evening. I've had it with these crazy weeks. Yesterday we didn't load 1 truck, and today we've already loaded 25. We'll be here all day tomorrow too. Is there anything at all you can do to help? You send a note over to the VP of Sales and Marketing, Andy Bernard, to ask for a meeting. His response, sure, if you want to talk, that's fine with me, but I don't understand what all this fuss is about. We sell products, you ship products. What more is there to talk about? It's kind of a jerk response. We can all agree to that, right? But a lot of times it's hard for the sales team to understand the impact they're having on operations, right? You know the problem is variation in demand, and you're sure Andy's team is driving at least some of the variability with their brand new 15% off Fridays promotion. In preparation for your meeting with Andy, list 3 negative results of unstable demand and the business impact of each. So hey, here's a problem caused by this unstable demand. And then the business impact is how does it hurt the company? What is the cost of that to the company? Okay, so you're going to do that 3 times. Then you're going to explain to Andy how reducing demand variation can actually improve his sales and marketing team's performance. So this is another one of those tips for you. When you're trying to convince someone to do something that's kind of counter to their incentives, flip it on them. Hey, it's going to help you out too, right? So that's what I'm asking you to do here, is come up with a reason why it's going to help Andy and his team hit their targets even better. 3rd question. Last fall, GM announced the recall of over 1 million pickup trucks and SUVs due to power steering failures. Highlight 3 supply chain processes that have been impacted, and for each process, describe 2 strategies that could have been implemented to prevent or reduce the negative impact of the power steering defect on GM's supply chain. So you're going to pick 3, and then for each of those, you're going to give 2 different strategies you could use, either to be aware of the problem earlier or prevent it, or once it's happened, how could you contain it or reduce the impact of it, right? Last one, you've been hired as an external consultant for a large manufacturer and tasked with addressing a growing supplier fill rate problem. Based on the table in Exhibit 1, which is on the 3rd page of this document, identify 3 suppliers who need immediate attention and your logic for selecting those 3. Describe your strategy for engaging with suppliers to improve fill rate. So how would you go about improving supplier fill rate? So let's look down here real quick. And here's a note on fill rate, just a refresher. Fill rate is complete purchase orders divided by the total purchase orders in terms of PO lines, right? So looking down at Exhibit 1, AES Corp, they shipped 313 out of their 329 lines complete. So their fill rate, whatever that works out to, probably like a 95%, somewhere in that range. So you're just going to basically determine or calculate the fill rate for each of them, and then also figure out, okay, these are our worst suppliers that need the most of our attention, right? I'm not going to go too much further. We covered this earlier in the semester. Again, if you have any questions on this exam, please reach out. I'm very happy to answer questions, and I don't want anyone to have problems because they didn't understand the question. So I just saw UK wrap up a pretty awesome victory over Vandy, so congratulations. You guys basically won as well tonight because you're kind of on the team. And I think that's it. So thank you all. Appreciate you raising your hand and saying it's going to be cold tomorrow. Clearly, it worked with Dr. Capilouto as well, so nice work there. So thank you for attending this online, watching this video. And again, if you have questions, let me know. I'm terrible at endings, so good night.